Hello, students. Welcome to Film Global Academy English class. I am Onome Uku, your English tutor. So I welcome you once again. Now, the only thing you need to do is to like and watch and also share our videos. I would like to give a brief background knowledge of the sounds or the general sounds we have in English language. Now, English language has 44 sounds. Sounds of English language. English. The sounds of English words, okay? The sounds of English language. Just like every other language, English language has its own sounds. You know, we have different languages in the world, the global languages, like English language, Swahili, Spanish. So even our local languages like the Igbo language, Yoruba, they all have their sounds that actually are used to form words, sentences, speeches, and all that. So in English language, we have basically 44 sounds. We have 44 sounds in English word language. 44 sounds. Now, these sounds are actually divided into two major groups. They're divided into two major groups called vowels and consonant sounds. They're called vowels and consonants. Vowels and consonants. Now, we have the four sounds in English language, then divided into two. One of them is, the first group is vowel sounds, while the other group is consonant sounds. So probably I should try and draw a little diagram, an explanatory diagram for you to understand it better. So here we have 44 sounds in general, and then these sounds are subdivided into two. We have the vowel sounds, vowels, and then we have consonant sounds. Consonant sounds. Consonant sounds. So these are the two broad groups into which the 44 sounds are divided. Then vowels are further divided or subdivided into, so here we have 20 vowels. We have 20 words, vowels in English language. 20 vowels in English words language. And then we have 24 consonants in English. So by the time you sum them up, 20 plus 24, you get 44 sounds in all. Now, these 20 vowels are also further divided into monophones. We call them monophones. Monophones, and then monophones and diphthongs. So 44 sounds divided into two basic groups: vowels, 20 vowels, and 24 consonant sounds. Now, these vowel sounds are now subdivided into two groups again, which are monophthongs and diphthongs. Now, diphthongs are, monophthongs are also further divided. Yes, that's how it is. So I'm trying to give you the detailed information because we actually want you to have a good grasp of the sounds. So these monophthongs are further divided into long and short, okay? Monophthongs and diphthongs. So monophthongs are divided into long and short. We have long. These monophthongs are subdivided into long monophthongs or vowels. Then we have short monophthongs, or also you can call it vowels. I think then long vowels are, I think, 5 in number. They're 5 in number, while short vowels are 8 in number. So basically, this is the diagram for the 44 sounds of the 44 sounds in English word language. This is just a diagram for the sounds in English language. So today we are going to be learning, or by way of revision, because it is assumed that you have learned them in your junior secondary school. But by way of revision, I want to refresh our memories. So we're going to start with the vowel sounds. I'm going to start with vowel sounds, and then let's see how it goes from here. Now, what is a vowel sound? What is a vowel sound? Some of you may not really understand what a vowel sound is. Now, a vowel sound is a sound that is produced with without obstruction of airflow from the lungs to the larynx and to the oral cavity or to your mouth. So, in other words, if you are producing a vowel sound, or if you are pronouncing a vowel sound, there is minimal, or there is nothing, there's no obstruction, there's nothing that is going to obstruct the airflow, So it is a free sound. It's a free sound that you make because the air that comes from the lungs while you are producing it is not blocked. That's why it is called a vowel sound. For example, the vowel sound is an example of a vowel sound, and the process of production is very easy. There is no stress when you're producing it. You don't have to put in too much force. But if you're pronouncing a consonant, for example, you apply pressure to it because there is a blockage of air. For example, if you're pronouncing the consonant, for example, you would realize that there is a blockage or obstruction of air. So you need more force to produce it. So that's basically one of the differences between the vowel sound and the consonant sound. So let's go to the consonant word sound. Let's give a little definition here. A consonant, a vowel sound. A vowel sound is produced without obstruction of air flow from the lungs through the vocal cord to the vocal cavity. Now, this is a simple definition of a vowel sound. So, by the time you understand what it means, then it will be easier for you to differentiate it from a consonant sound. Now we have, like I said earlier, we have 20 vowel sounds in English language. We have 20 vowel sounds in English language, which we are about to discuss and analyze. Now, these vowel sounds are, like I said, divided into two groups. We have monophones, and then we have what? Diphthongs. Now, what are monophones? What are monophones? Monophones are sounds or are vowel sounds that have just one symbol. Monophones are sounds with one symbol. Or, put it simply, a monophone has just one symbol. That's what we call a monophone. Then, a diphthong is a sound consisting of two symbols representing one sound. This means that a diphthong has two symbols representing one sound. Alright? So, what we do now, we're going to list vowels from monophones to diphthongs so we can have a complete vowel sketch or examples. So, if I start, I'm going to start by listing them from monophones down to diphthongs. So, we have 20 vowels, like I said, we have 20 vowels made up of 12 pure or 12 pure vowels, otherwise known as monophones, and then we have 8 diphthongs. 8 diphthongs, which some people like to call impure vowels. So beginning from the monophones, we are starting with the E sound, the A sound. E. The E vowel sound. The E vowel sound. Now the E vowel sound is represented in words like reap, pit, tin, and then tip, reap, and so on. So now this I, the letter I, is represented by the E sound. This sound is what you find, in other words, in these words, and then the letters on the line represent the sound. Now, it is very important for you to know that the letters of the alphabet, the letters of the English alphabet, is different from the sounds. Letters are used for writing, and white sounds are used for speech or speeches, or are spoken. So don't make the mistake of substituting letters for sounds. That's where most students have problems. The letters are for writing, while sounds are for speech or sounds, or they are spoken verbally. Alright, so number 2, vowel is the long E. The long E. Remember I told you that we have the long and the short vowels, the long and the short vowel sounds. Now, the long vowel sounds are represented by, identified rather, by the colon. That is the major difference between the long vowel and the short vowel. Then another difference is that in their production, they tend to be longer, a bit longer than the short vowels. So those are the two basic differences between long and short vowels. The physical one is one you see, the colon you see, and then the production. You pronounce it. The production takes longer time for the long vowels than the short vowels. So while this is A, this one is what? A. So you have words like read, 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 feel, feel. So if you look very carefully, you realize that these words here have E-A underlined, E-A, and then we have what? E are represented by the underlined letters, E-A, E, and sometimes even I. In other words, most words that contain double E, EA, and sometimes I are what are words that have the long E, a word that have the long E. So let's move to the third one. Let's move to the third one. Now, let's move to the third one, the third vowel sound. The third vowel sound is sound ah. Sound what? Ah. Now, ah is found in words like tap, wrap, pan, fan. Yeah, we're giving very simple and short words, so you can have very lot of time. Now you can do your research and add more to the list, and then write them to me in the comment section. Now we have tap, wrap, pan, fan. Now if you pronounce these words you can actually hear the sound. The A letter A in each of these words represents the A sound. It is the short A sound. Now the fourth vowel sound we're going to be treating is the long A sound. The long A sound. Remember, the colon has to be there. So the long A sound are reflected in words like, are represented in words like part, cart, okay, cart, part, okay, cart, parts, okay, then art. Okay, so by the time you look at the word, by the time you study this word, you find out for the long R sound, the letters AR are representing the sound in each of these words. So that is one way of differentiating it from the short R sound. Now the next one we're looking at going to be taken is the short A. The short A. The short A sound. This is present in words like pen, bed, friend. Okay, let's add one more. With 10. So each of these words has the A sound. Has the A sound. Pen, bed, friend, 10. So you can see that it's very odd. It's not too difficult. There are things that are very simple and easy to get. So you have the sixth one has to be the long A sound. The long A sound. And remember, I told you that you have to indicate that it is long by adding your colon. So you have this as the long A sound. And this sound is found in words like girl, shirt, flirt, so the IR letters I and R are the representation of the long A sound in each of these words. Alright, then go ahead and take the next vowel sound. Now the next vowel sound we have here is the O pronounced with a rounded lip and open mouth. O sound. Now this is the short O sound. Now this sound is represented in words like pot, top, up. So if you actually study these words, you find out that the sounds the O sound is actually present in each of them. The next we're going to be treating the next vowel, which is the long O. The long O. The long O is written thus. This is the long O sound. And this sound is represented in words like okay, that's the pot, Lord, export, it's a possibility too, okay, afford, okay, so these words are examples of words that contain the long O sound. The ninth sound is the U sound. The U sound. The short U sound. The short U sound is pronounced with the rounded lips almost closed and the tip of the tongue. And this is present in words like put, cook, look. Now this the O sounds present here in each of these words. In each of these words. And then we go to the 10th one. The 10th one is long O. The long what? O sound. Now, I've not mentioned it before, but it is very important to note that this O sound poses some kind of problem, sort of, because it's very difficult to actually tell which of the sounds, is the short one or the long one in some words, because they actually interchange. The sounds actually are interchangeable in some of the words, some of the example of words that we're going to be using. So most times it is advisable for you to actually consult the dictionary to be able to also ascertain that yes, this is what for this sound, long sound, and this is for the short what sound. So now I'm moving to the next vowel sound, which is the long U sound. Remember that the short and long vowels are almost the same, but the difference, like I said earlier, is that one is what is identified by the column beside it, while the other difference is that it is in the pronunciation or the production of the sound in terms of length. We pronounce it, the long one, longer than the short one. Okay, so we have what the long word O sound. We have the long O sound, and then the long O sound is present in words like fool, even fool, and then roots. So you can see that the letters that represent the long O sound are double O or even U. So take note of that and ensure that you do more research and add yours to what we have on the list here on the board. So the next one we're going to is number 11, vowel sound, which is The V turned upside down. The V turned what? Upside down vowel. That's what we call it. I always call it in school. Now this is the A. This vowel is very tricky. It's a very tricky one. So you have to really learn it. But we will do that as the class progresses, because I'm going to be treating each of these sounds, individually and then in contrasts, to each other. So this sound is pronounced as a, and it is present in words like flood, fun, love. So this word is not flawed, like most of us actually, pronounce. It's not flawed, but what? Flood. This is not fun, but fun. And this is not love, but love. Alright? Now let's proceed to the 12th monophone. The 12th monophone. The 12th monophone is the sure sound. We call it the sure sound. The sure sound, or another problematic sound. Now this sound is very minimal in words. Sometimes it's silent. You cannot really hear it. So it is present in words like, let's say, education, doctor, education, doctor, teacher, doctor. Okay, let's add one more. Let's see. Okay, father. Okay, now these words: education, doctor, teacher, father. Now, you realize that it's not the way most of us actually pronounce the words that it is, especially when you have it. Sometimes this sound can actually be present at the beginning of the word. We call it initial position. And sometimes it could be present at the end of the word, of the word rather. We call it the last position. So, in this case, in the case of the first word here, education, we have both. We have it at the beginning of the word and at the end. And they are mostly represented by words at the end of the word. They are mostly represented by ER letters and also words OR, as we can see in doctor. It's not doctor. It's not doctor, but what? Doctor. Education. Teacher. And what? Father. Not father or father. Do you understand? Alright, so let's move ahead. Now, we are through with the monophones here. We're done with the monophones. The 12 monophones. Let's go to the diphthongs. Diphthongs are 8 in number, like I said earlier, while the monophones are 12. So we're through with the monophones. Let's move down to the diphthongs. Okay. So we have 13. We have what? 13. 13 is diphthong A. Diphthong A. Remember, I told you that a diphthong consists of two symbols representing one sound. Now, this is diphthong A. As you can see, we have two symbols here, the A vowel and the E vowel. So here is like having a combination of two sounds. A and the E and the E sound. Now, by the time we combine these two sounds, we're going to have diphthong A. So it's no longer either A or E, but A. A in the sense that we have undergone a process called the glidation process. Glidation, where the first vowel glides towards the second one and then they fuse. And that changes what? The sound to become what? The A sound. The A sound. So that's for the next 8 vowels here, we're going to be having diphthongs. So diphthongs A is present in words like day, pay, braid, tail. So, if you look at these words, you realize that we have what? We have this A sound represented by AY, like in these first two words, and AI in the third word, and then letter A in the fourth word. So, the 14th one, which is the second diphthong, is diphthong O. Diphthong O. Diphthong O. Now, this diphthong is found in words like build, toad, hold, known. So you can add your examples to what we have on the board. So we have bold, tone, home, known. Alright. I hope you're following up, you're getting it. Now we're going to the 15th vowel sound and the third diphthong, which is diphthong I. Diphthong I. Yes, that reminds me. Please take note that the sounds of English language, or phonetic sounds, are usually written in slashes. Please take note. Are usually written in what? Slashes. That is what differentiates it from a letter of the alphabet. For example, we have, if I write A in a slash, it is not letter A, it is sound A, vowel sound A. Do you get it? Okay. But if I write an A, like I'm saying a boy, she is a boy, is a boy. This A here is a letter, not a sound. So take note of that. You must always write your sounds in slashes. Phonetic sounds in slashes. Very important. Alright, let's go ahead. Now we have the I present in words like buy, fight, light, bite, right, or even the normal, let's just give it this right, like right. Alright, so we have buy, fight, light, bite, right. So these are what? These are the words that contain the I diphthong. We have I diphthong here. So the fact that you have you here doesn't mean that's how you pronounce as by. You understand? No, normally we say boy, when we are pronouncing this, because the I diphthong is what we have here, So we pronounce it as buy. Let's go to the 16th vowel sound and the 4th diphthong, which is diphthong ow. Diphthong ow. This is like you. Letter U. Please let me just make it okay. This is like letter U. So we have the ow word sound, as in where it's like about. Route. No. Loud. Let's put loud. Okay, let's make it loud. Make it easier for you. Tout. Round. Alright. So we have about, loud, tout, round. Now these words, the diphthong is represented by mostly letter O and what? U. Sometimes you can have W as well in words like bow. Okay, let me add it to it. Like bow. This W here is represented, or is representing the ow diphthong. So we have about, we have loud, tout, round, and what? Bow. Alright, so let's go to the next one, which is the 17th vowel sound, and the fifth diphthong. Diphthong oi. Diphthong what? Oi. Now this diphthong is present in words like boy, toy, toil, foil. So, in pronouncing these words, it is very obvious, very glaring that this sound oi is present in all of them. So they're just simple words, and then you can just go ahead and add more words. Okay, then for the 18th vowel sound and the 6th diphthong, let's have it. What you have here is the diphthong ear. Yes, my friend calls it diphthong ear, because most of the words that actually contain it have EAR, like ear. For example, we have fear, cheer, peer, and so on and so forth. So we have these representing it. Fear, cheer, peer, and not fear, tear, and what? Peer. No, it is pronounced as fear, cheer, and so on. Alright, so we have the 19th word vowel. You can see I'm moving towards the end of vowels. So we have the 19th vowel as the air vowel. The E sound, and then the E turns upside down. The air, as in words like say, there, fair, there, pair, there. Hope my handwriting is clear. Alright, so we We have what? For, there, and this. So sometimes I actually smile when I hear people pronounce this word as dear. I dare you to come closer to me, or I dare you to hit me. It's not actually dear, but what? There. Why this is what? There. I'm going there, or she came there, not dear. Alright, so for the last vowel sound and the diphthong, which is the final vowel sound we're treating for now, is the word sound, the or sound, as found in words like poor, tore, poor, tore. Alright, so for your home fun, I'd like you to give me 3 more words that contain the or sound. You can use or consult the dictionaries to find this word. In fact, that's why it's important to have one dictionary. Please, as a student, a good student of Fame Global Academy, you should have a very good handy dictionary so that you can use to find out not just the meaning of words but also their pronunciations. So this is your home fun, and I'd like you to try as much as you can to learn them and get used to them. And then for number 20, I need just 3 more words that contain the vowel or the diphthong or. We've explained and defined types of sound. We explained that English language has 44 sounds, and these sounds are divided or grouped into 2 different categories. We have the vowel sounds, which are the sounds, and then we have the consonant sounds. Now the vowel sounds are 20 in number, while the consonant sounds are 24 in number. And by the time we sum it up, we have 34 sounds. And then we further divided those sounds into different categories to have diphthongs and monophthongs. And then monophthongs are also, we have both short monophthongs, and then we have long monophthongs. So we rounded off by giving you words, giving examples of words that contain each of these sounds. And then I give an assignment or a homework or home fun or whichever term you want to actually give it, and then I expect you to do that, and then you are actually also advised to get handy dictionaries so that you can use them in your oral or overseas skill class. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next class.